Well, hello there, everybody. Welcome to another episode here at CWTV with the ECRS and PAC Contractors Next Gen Series. Coming at you live from Chicago. We're going down to Chicago. It's going to be a good one here tonight, no doubt about that. Thanks for hopping on, tuning in, and having some fun. It won't be long, yeah. It won't be long, yeah. It won't be long until this green flag will drop today. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be right back here with you. See what these guys can do throughout practice. Joe Stetson says hashtag Joe knows today. If you think Joe knows, hashtag that. Hashtag Joe knows. There's the winner of last week, Scott Bittinger. He took it from Daytona, trying to come up here north to Chicago and try his luck here. Wyatt Roberts right out in front of him. These guys just getting a good feel for the track here. A little under 3 minutes remain. We'll be right back here with the action. Little quick update there. Do apologize. That motor was screaming at us here. Scott Rickard out in front right now. He's on top of the board. Can he hold it for the last minute and a half? Into qualifying we go. Where we stop, nobody knows. Should be a good one here. Again, it's a little over 100 laps here tonight. Guys hitting the track already. Getting their laps down. Let's see what they do. quick, difficult here. We'll get it fixed. Tanner Thues on top of the board. Austin Anderson, Byron McDonald, Scott Rickard, and Joe Stetson round out the top 5. Let's see if they can keep it there throughout this one. Long race here today. See when Westwood chooses to pull his Westwood move of the week. A lot of times it's turn 1, lap 1. Look at the eyes there. Matt Constant, those eyes, that 91 machine. Pace car pulling away. We're about to get on this bad boy. 110 laps coming your way. PAC Contractors Next Gen Series here with the ECRS. I just want all the drivers to know that, not all of them, but about, let's see, behind the top 10. Good 16 drivers. Matt Constant out qualified there. Just a heads up. What's going on, Adam? We're about to get this road on the show here. Won't be long. That pace car's gonna be pulling off. Mr. Rooster. Yeah, it's the Rooster. Tanner Thues. Austin Anderson getting ready to pull off and away. Here they go. Green flag just about to drop. There it is. It's out. It's going. Let's see. Any crazy moves into one. Side by side there, Austin Anderson looking like he wanted to pull down and get behind Thues and just kind of go with it, not tear anything up, get clear. He's actually going to stick to the top. It looks like he's going to get around, use that momentum to the top side. So maybe that 4 going to end up pushing up into that top line. Running with Anderson there. Matt goes on the apron and pulls it up safely. Somebody needs to go over to his house right now and check that that is indeed constant driving and not somebody else. Tanner Thu's going to clear Austin Anderson in the 23A machine. He's looking nice, looking steady, looking good. Back here, we got a couple two wide action, I should say. Gabe Burke was battling with Mr. Cornwell. Now Wyatt Roberts down to the low side. It looked like he was about to get into the 2. Look at that back end, but he keeps it steady, keeps it going now. The 95 KT McCann up on that top side. And the 91 dropping back. Come on, Matt. Come on. Looking down low. .64 machine there of Cody McFadden down to the low end of KT. Gonna work his way around the 17 there of Matt Trace, battling the 91 of Matthew Constant. It's his new number. He changes numbers like he changes underwear. Throws you off, doesn't it? Nice little rundown of cars here. Judson down to the low end. Ayrton Smith. Typically more of a road racer is Ayrton, but gonna come out and try his luck here when he can. He's down to that low side of Judson. Judson's got his teammate William Duvall up on the top side there with him. Can he help him out? Those guys all teammates of the last week's winner there as well. Bitty. Tanner Thu still out in the lead. Check the gap there. It looks like Anderson right on his tail. Kyle trying to make some moves through the field. He's up into 12th now. 3 wide action here. Dave Hunt, that 67 machine, gets through the middle. And that looks like Brad Haldane, second place finisher last week, trying to follow suit there possibly. Lap 8 of 110 now. Gabe Burke right behind the 38 machine of Evan Ethel. Trying to follow up there. He said he was going to take the Logano line today. See if we can take him to the top. Tippity top till he won't stop dropping. Dude's still out in front. Great job so far by Tanner. See what these guys are driving. Looks like a good little mix throughout the field. Good little mix of manufacturers there. Wyatt Roberts trying to close that gap. Here comes the 8 machine right up to the backside of him. Byron McDonald trying to make it a fun little game here. We're 110 through this already. These guys cooking the oil here. They're burning the oil, not cooking it. Whoops. See how intense that battle is. You got the leaders there up in front, pulling away from this second little pack. Deuce looking like he's on his NSRL prime days right here. You remember those, Rooster? I do. Chris Papa saying, go on, Byron. What's going on, sir? How have you been? I miss the midday racing. I do. There's the lead out ahead. You guys really pulling away, doing a great job. Check back through the field. Cracky trying to make some moves up there. He's into 8th place now. McDonald looking to the low side of the 05 Scott Rickard. Falling back to 6th so far is Scott. A long race for equipment is going to be a big issue. See guys fall off at this point of the stage. Really one of two things. You really burnt it up quick in this first stage, or you're backing up trying to save here. Get a little longer run going. So far, so good. These guys putting on a good show for us. Hoping to see old Gabe a little farther up through the field. Constant sticking in that 12th position there. Westwood closing the gap between himself and Matt. Cody McFadden closing up that gap. Trace ahead of this battle here. Hopefully the 91 defends like a lion. Well, he's not going to. As Westwood going to look to that low side here. Looked like he was going to clear him pretty well, but the 91 with those eyes peering back and a hold to that top side, and oh, he taps the wall. Typical 91 fashion there. Looks like that battle in front of him kind of holding them up now as well, so that 91 actually not hurting too bad off of that. Kyle gonna pull ahead, and he's gonna whip up into that top line there ahead of the 91, Matt the Cat. Reminder, he's got that chrome horn lurking. There's the queen herself here, Kyle Westwood. Deuce is doing a fantastic job out in front right now. Anderson actually taking that away. And it looks like he's going to pull away from it. So where the battle was in the back there, these guys still pulling away from the field, but Stu's going to give up the run in the front. Anderson having a great race himself here. Quick through practice qualifying. He's been there throughout the whole thing. See if he can keep it there. He's been a consistent driver before. You just got to hope to stay out of anything that might happen. You never know. Trey's falling back. Westwood pulling forward. Taking Daniel, Byron McDonald going at it for third place now. Taking Daniel up in that 51 machine to the top side. See if Sweet T's got anything. Rickard's right behind him. You guys just going to continue to battle. McDonald staying to that low side. Rickard going to pull up and get connected there to the backside of Sweet T, taking Daniel. Oh! Sweet T into the wall there a bit. Rick, you're going to try to capitalize on that one, but it looks like Tegan was able to really bring it back in. Shouldn't lose both of these spots. Maybe he will. Is the 8 of Byron McDonald going to pull back behind him? Tegan going to stick to that top side. Hoping that was the one whoopsie of the day. Westwood and Cracky going at it back there. Constant moving up here, trying to. Kyle running into Jason. Go figure, he can't drive. Matt 3 wide. This is a dangerous situation. I said it was. I call him. Around goes Matt the Cat and still green. There goes the yellow. Let's see what happened there. Trying to find that 91 and when it all started happening here. We see him go 3 wide here. And you kind of know right away, yeah, I don't know how well that's going to end. Let's see that contact here again. So they come off there 3 wide. It looks like Matt gets into the wall. Oh, that's a hard one. I think Trace comes down a little bit onto the 91. Take another look here. This is 17 into the wall. And down into that 91. The 91 tries to save it. There's Judson, though, and that was the end of that. That's all she wrote, folks. Oh, double whammy for the 17 as he's going to finish him off there. Let's take a look here from the 17 machine of Matt Trace. Let's go inside the cockpit here with him as we zip it back. He's driving, you see, into the wall and down and around. He sees it all happening. Oh, he gets a good little bump. He's going. No, thought he had it saved, but into the back end he goes. Woo! That was entertaining. Unfortunate, but entertaining. We're under our first caution here of the day. Scott Rickard in the lead. Byron McDonald, Cody McFadden, Joe Stetson, Austin Anderson, top 5. Looks like the pace car going to be making his way off. We'll be heading on as the 05 and the 8 machine going to lead us here to the green flag. And they're off. 05 out in front. Byron in that 8 machine. I'm far behind. Everybody did make a pit stop there. Rickard pulling away here in the front, and these guys battling for everything behind him. Whoa! 4 machine gets a little loose there. I think a little bit of contact between him and the 23A. They keep it steady, keep it going. 4 Deuce out to the top side, keeping it going. Westwood making that shot down to the apron for no reason. Just to come up and scare somebody there. Gotta watch out for that guy. If you're on the track next to him, you're always a little bit worried. There goes Daniel into the 3rd place there. Taking Austin Anderson out of it. Byron McDonald looking to do the same thing here. He gets into a battle with Cody McFadden, that 64 machine, so they're going to fall off of that top 5. Back here, 3 wide. Shuffling through the field there. You can see that top side really. Those guys were really trying to stick to that wall there. Daniel gonna get around Deuce for the lead. The 51, Sweet T out ahead. Lap 35 of 110. These guys battling out ahead and got about a 2-second lead over Austin Anderson in third place. Let's take a look back. 3 wide yet again. Kyle pulling through that middle, getting away. Pretty good race we got cooking here so far. Guys really pushing it here today. Not holding anything back. It looks like we're getting the same intensity now as we will late in the run. There's Matt the Cat. He's back out. Looks like he's keeping up too. Jonathan Woods up into third place, going to take that spot away from Austin Anderson. Those leaders are burning up there. They are flying. Taking Daniel Tanner Theus out almost 4 seconds ahead. Look at this 4 wide. They bump. Matt Constant can't get a break. Around he goes. Matt Constant back into some trouble. Let's see what happened with the 91, the 54, the 22. Jason says that was probably me. That was probably me, and I think I'm gonna agree with him there. We'll have to wait and see though as we go around. Matt just kind of driving his own race, hoping to get back into it, see what he's got. Whoa, he almost gets into the 95 there. Not sure what happened. 54 comes creeping. Man, it's the 54 didn't get him. The 95 was gonna. My goodness. Let's take another look. Another look-see here. So you see the 95 here at first. Really lets off. Not sure what happened here. See if there's any contact between himself and 42. Matt really catching him through that corner. Not sure why that really causes that stack up. Cracky comes through and boom. If Cracky didn't make it through there, like I said, KT would have gotten him. Bobby Anderson getting a good lick in there as well. It looks like my boy Gabe stays out of it. So the 91 down to pit road he goes here again. Unfortunate there for Matt the Cat. Ayrton Smith in front. Road course ringer sits in front here on the oval. Lights out on the pace car. We'll be going green this time by Ayrton Smith and Randall Cornwell. Gonna get us started from the front. Green flag out in the air. Smith gets a good jump out there. Randy Cornwell taking Daniel. Gabe Burke going at it for that top three. They're going three wide at it. You see, taking Daniel, the rest of the field behind these guys. The top three that started there. Gabe, Randy, and Ayrton didn't during that last stint. So 10 laps older tires. Assuming they did get new set in that first pit stop, which I would think they did. They're going to keep it out there. Tegan able to get by for second. And Gabe holding on to third at the moment. We'll see how long he can keep it as we look back behind him. You see these guys coming quickly, coming steady. Actually, it looks like he's holding on. He tried to grab onto one of these guys and pull away. The draft has really helped the guys out in front that aren't battling and just letting it go. You see him taken away from the guys that are back there going too wide here today. So we'll see if that's in one of these guys' strategies. Obviously, the leader, the 44, the 13, the 22, it's a separate strategy, a little different than the rest of the field. But hey, to be the leader, you can't follow the leader. So you gotta hop on your own strategy. You gotta kind of do your own thing, and that's what those three did. For the top, or the second and third place now as Tegan gets out there, but for Gabe and Ayrton, it looks like it's paid off. Randy, however, falling back. We just need to keep these guys behind him for a few laps. And then they'll start to match that tire almost. But we'll see. Ayrton's going to fall back to that 13 of Gabe Burke. Holding steady at the moment. Grab onto that draft and let those guys behind him do the battling and fall off himself there. The 22 we catch a ride with here. Back up to the 44 of Ayrton Smith. Ayrton J. Smith as he tries to hold on there. Who's going to hop into third place over Austin Anderson. Those guys battling back and forth with it. So again, we'll watch that gap between himself and Gabe in second. See if Gabe can hold on to it, keep it steady. Maybe pull away with these guys. I should say with the leader there, Sweet Tea. If I was you, Gabe, I'd get you a big old drink of Sweet Tea. Be right back there. Byron McDonald, Ayrton Smith. Get as close as you can without touching there. You get a piece of paper between them. That was about it right there. But the 44 not able to hold that line up to the top side. And Byron going on down below by Roney. Look at that. Look at that beautiful face here. He's sporting the 43 hat. Eric Jones got himself a hat this weekend. The 05 of Rickard. Farther ahead. Gabe Burke starting to drop. 23A of Austin Anderson going to go up to that top side here. You just got to hold on with him. He made a huge jump from like 22nd to second there. So if you can hold on with him till lap 70, 80, whenever you got a pit to get to the end, you're looking pretty good. So 13 machine not far off of where he wants to be, I'm sure, at this moment. As Ayrton dropping back to 8th, and wow, Cornwell back to 18th. A fall, a tough fall for General Cornwell there. Some of these guys really using all of that apron. Byron, one of them. Looked like Kyle McCoy was the other in that 7 machine. That always kind of freaks me out. It gets a little spooky down there. I don't know how I like it. 13 trying to hold on for as much as he can, but these guys really catching up now. Seeing that difference, his tires are falling off a little bit. So not the fall off necessarily I thought these other guys would have. Dave Hunt close there to the 13 machine to Gabe Burke. They're pushing side by side. Dave in that middle lane there. Looks like he's going to filter down to the bottom. Got a battle for second here between Rickard and Anderson. If you're wondering where Westwood is, he's right where he should be in 13th. Actually a little higher than his average there. Kyle, one of the worst drivers here in the league. But he's a nice guy, so we give him some credit there. We give him some credit. If there's somebody going to cause like a wreck that needs Ghostbusters, it's going to be Kyle. It's so bad you got to call Ghostbusters. We got a battle now for the lead between Scott Rickard and Tegan Daigneault. Sweet T going to fall back, and it looks like he kind of just said, you know what, let's not even battle with it. You go ahead. I need to maybe save a little bit of fuel back here. You don't want to lead too much, as that fuel will really throw off. I mean, you do want to lead as much as you can, but you get what I'm saying there. As we come close to the halfway point here today, I wonder if guys are going to make a call to maybe do a little short pitting. Maybe here in the next 10, 15 laps, some guys try different strategies. Say, hey, let's give it a go. Let's see what we got here with it. Ayrton really holding steady in 11th. Gabe back to 13th now. Excuse me, Gabe in 9th in that 13 machine. Cornwell still holding in 18th. So those top 3 that started this run, that's where they're at now. Scott Rickard. I said that. Scott Rickard out in front. Austin Anderson in second, and Byrone McDonald in third. Not sure what Kyle's blabbering about. But that was the stage. They do stage points, but no caution, anything like that. So Rickard gonna get some stage points here today. The Kutztown Cowboy, Kyle Westwood. Cody McFadden now trying to get a run on the one-time leader, Tegan Daigneault really falling back now. So definitely seeing the tires being an issue here tonight. These guys are going to have to hold on to them and get the final set, or what should be the final set if we stay green here through that last stop. Byron McDonald sitting in second behind Scott Rickard. See what that 8 machine has. Let's go in the vehicle with them. Matt Cat there on the low end, letting these guys on by. ran an official race, came in 7th. She can compete here. Yeah, you know it. Be better than what Brad's doing right now. You might want to switch out next caution or next pit stop. Say, hey, get out. I'm hopping in. Time for you to take a hike, bud. That's what I tell him. That is what I would say. Lap 60 of 110. Sweet Tea looking ahead. It's battling behind him. Ahead of him and behind him, I should say. These guys getting in their groove. You know people's tires are running bad here when Westwood starts to get back up into the mix. Jonathan Woods versus Dave Hunt here. Battle for 10th place, getting into that top 10. Burke and Smith trying to hold on back behind them there. T trying to hold him off there as he rides that top side, Cracky down below him. Comes Kyle. Talk about low. Little John Low. Westwood down to the low side, trying to not ruin somebody's race, but a good possibility he will. And puts Cracky into the wall. Good old Westwood move. Can't get around him, he's just slam you. Cracky looking to take it back at him now. Right into him, Cracky. I'd send him back to the future. He hit him so hard. If you're Sweet Tea taking Daniel, you're getting a little nervous. The 6 machines behind you. He's showing he will move you right out of the way. Kyle making a move down to the low side here on that 51 machine. See if he practices that same move to just throw you up to the wall here. He'll do it out of this one, out of 2, and he'll say, oh, I thought I was clear. We do have some guys bringing it into the pits. He was way clear of that. Gonna bring it in shortly. It looks like he's losing some speed, as is the 13 machine. Those guys just go floating on by. The Wood from the west trying to hold on. Jonathan Wood's not too far behind him. The old Kutztown Cowboy, as I like to call him. Kyle McCoy making his run up to the front now. He got around Byrone. Old Byron. He sits in second place now. Kyle will make a mistake heading into the pits probably. I wouldn't be too worried about him if I was behind him. It's a free position. Jonathan Woods looking down here, gonna try to put a little pressure on the 51 machine and taking Daniel. Down to the low end he goes. Westwood has enough juice in the oven here to push it up. Here you see Wyatt Roberts on new tires. The difference there, astounding. Able to really pull through those corners. Westwood catches Anderson down to the low end. He goes. Side by side through the corner, going to float up the track, almost making contact. Looks like he's going to give this position to the 23A there of Anderson. Get another run at it. Daniel pressuring Kyle here as well. Kutztown Cowboy here in between the two. Old Sweet Tea and Austin Anderson. He's gaining, he's gaining. Watch the front. I think they're going to be bringing it in this time by. They do. Rickman keeps it out. As does McDonald. He's going to bring it in this time, as well as the 8 machine, so they didn't hold it out too much longer. I'm sure the 6 is hopping through a penalty right now. Down goes the 8 machine. That's going to put Cody McFadden out to the front. See how long he can hold on to it. He last pit lap 39, so not sure he's going to be able to hold it in this entirety. It looks like everybody out right now. Cody, Evan, Tanner, and Danny kind of playing the long game. There goes Cody into the pits. Evan gonna hop down there as well. See Tanner Thus, he's heading in. Danny Salzberg, he's able to keep it out, and it looks like he's gonna get a point if they give points for lap led. Lap 80 of 110 is what we'll be coming around to, is Danny out in the front, that 98 machine, reminding us that, hey, we're here in America. Looks like Rickard is the one that will cycle back out to the front. Almost a second lead over Kyle McCoy. There's Kyle McCoy in the black and yellow. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. Coming around to the big 8-0. Rickard trying to pull away here from McCoy. See what else we got cooking through the field here. Lap 82, here's a battle now. We're gonna go deep in the woods here. Not a battle, I should say, is Woods pulling away the 44 of Smith. Back there. I'm assuming he had some issues on pit lane. Look at that. Here comes Matt Trace back onto the track to gain a couple positions at least. Why not get them when you can? You never know when those points are going to add up. Anderson in that fourth position, trying to make his way to that top three. On the backside of McCoy. Caught him easy, but getting around him is another issue here. Battle for 10th here. Stu's gonna work to the low side of the 22 machine. He's gonna get him there. He's gonna try to pull the old twofer as he goes around Dave Hunt now. For 9th down the low side, he's going to get that easy. It looks like Dave coming off a collision with the wall, possibly. "25 laps remain." Last week's winner, Scott Bittinger, pulling up into that 10th spot. Good battle here as Dave tries to stay in the top 10. Daniel into second now, trying to hold on to it. Gabe letting them on by. I can hear the disappointment from here. Not something Gabe wants to do at all. Tom McCoy trying to stay to that low end here, the 51 of Sweet Tea. Getting awfully close on that exit. 20 to go. Rickard pulling away from him. These top, the second through fourth, really giving us a good battle to watch here. It's Westwood having the drive of his life. Trying to hold on to it, but it looks like he's falling back as Jonathan Woods closing that gap. McCoy over Daniel now. Daniel and Anderson battling it out. Anderson down to the low side. Sweet Tea up top. Trying to get a little stir. This is the sugar on the bottom of the Sweet Tea. That's what that is. Anderson falls to Daniel there. Looking to gain it right back, however. $17 to go now as they cross the line. Rickard with a dominant performance here today. He's almost 2 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. And he's not slowing down. Ain't nothing gonna break his stride. Ain't nothing gonna slow him down. No, no. Unless he gets a yellow. That's the only thing that'll slow him down. Is the pace car pulling out ahead of him right now. Anderson and Daniel still going toe to toe. They got Wyatt Roberts ahead of them. Lap traffic, see what he does here. He's going to stay up top. It looked like Anderson tried to stick that middle there, get a good run into 1 and 2, and he does. 23-8 back down to the low side here, the 51, trying to make a move on him with 15 to go. Awfully close here. See how close these guys are to each other. 13 to go. Anderson's got that bumper there. Couldn't pull it up, though. Gonna have to try again here. He can't just shake the 51. He can get right there, but he can't shake him. He's trying. Still side by side, these two putting on a show with 10 to go. At the same time, though, they're just letting Rickard move on through there. McCoy as well, pulling away to a solid second place, because I don't think anybody's going to catch Scott Rickard unless the lap traffic really gives him a fit here when he catches some. But, yeah, man, on an absolute tear today. Daniel trying to pull it out, but here comes Jonathan Woods now. Another player in the fight here for the final podium position. Westwood blocking and fattening out behind these guys. Remember, if you can't beat them, Westwood them. traffic ahead of him here. Giving him a little bit of fits. He's around. He's good, though. He's clear. Jonathan Woods trying to pull up on the 23A for this third and final place on the podium. White flag in the air. Anderson looking like he's going to hold him off here. Scott Rickard with an absolute dominant performance. Anderson, after the lap car got around them, looked to be the one in clear control here. Joe Stetson promised the top three finish. He finishes in 8th. Scott Rickard gonna take the checkered flag. Your winner here today, Kyle McCoy in 2nd. And Austin Anderson able to hold them off. For P3, let's chat to these top 3 fellers and see what they gotta say. Woo-wee! What a battle for 3rd place there. Austin Anderson run us through those last 20 laps.
Golly, that felt like it was 50 laps battling next to Tegan. I was getting so frustrated. I was like, man, I cannot get up out of this corner right. But, yeah, that was crazy, man. I didn't think we was going to get it done, to be honest. But, go ahead.
You were battling so long with Tegan there, and all of a sudden Jonathan Woods comes up in your mirrors. What happens then?
Oh, then I'm thinking, oh, great. You know, now we're going to have a 3-wide battle on our hands, and that's not going to be any good. And I just had to really start backing up the corners really, really far, and my only chance was to be able to clear Tegan on the coming out of 4 there, because on 2, I could get in there a little bit better than he could, but he kept that momentum going so much better. But I think it's just because the way the backstretch is here, you know, it's swooping. So he was able to just arc it just a little bit more, and my only chance was 4. And golly, man, that felt like a forever battle right there.
We were watching you guys for most of the end there as the leader was pulling away, but what an entertaining show there. Austin Anderson able to pull out that 3rd place. Probably feels like a win here today. Who do you want to thank for getting it done, man?
Yeah, man. Apparel Motorsports, always. W5 Ranch out there in Texas, man. He puts food on the table for the family. WR1 Sims, go check him out. AC2 Skins for all my paint schemes. Chubb does a great job, man. I don't think you'll find a better painter on iRacing. And thanks for the ECRS guys for letting me run the next gen last minute, because that happened about an hour before last week's Daytona. So thanks to them for letting me come in so late, and you know, hopefully this is trending to a solid season in these newer cars.
Keep our fingers crossed. We love to watch that 123 or the 23A, I should say, push around.
There you go. There you go.
I was saying 23A. I promise during the thing.
I got you. I got you.
What a run, though. Congrats, man.
I appreciate it, man.
You got it. We'll move in. We'll talk to the second place finisher now, Mr. Kyle McCoy. They're both in the same area. We can just chat to them both here. Kyle, you got a copy?
I got you.
Fantastic run, but man, I don't think anybody was going to catch Scott today. Did you think you had it in you at any point in that last run without a caution coming out?
I don't know. He kind of got off to a fast start there. He did a good job in pit road. I had 25 seconds of damage from I don't know what. That might have hurt me just a little bit, but he did a good job. It's hard to run him back down. I don't think I was running hard enough about the first 15 laps and amped it up, and it didn't really go away. So I probably should have run a little harder and maybe would have had a shot, but no, he did a good job, and we'll take P2.
I think, were you pretty confident that those guys behind you, obviously you don't see them battling as much as we did, but were you pretty confident that you had that second place pretty much in the bag? Like I said, granted, a yellow flag would fall.
Right. Yeah, it seemed like I think they came in a lap before us, so a little bit of tire fall off. I had saved my stuff during the early part of that run, so I felt like I could get away. But it looks like they helped with that by staying side by side I saw them and my relative. That's about all I saw, and they just kept backing up. So that helped a little bit, but it was probably good entertainment. So yeah, P2 was good. Would have liked one more, but that's okay.
Hey, it's early in the season. You got plenty of time to get there. A great run, Kyle McCoy. Congrats on second place. Who you want to thank for getting it done?
Thanks, man. Thanks for putting on the broadcast. Thanks to the league, ECRS, Kyle, everybody that puts this thing on. And we'll see you next week at, I don't know, another mile and a half, I think.
There you go. Scott, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
A great run to you, the dog, everybody that gets it done there. I'll let you thank them later. But wow, completely dominant. Were you a little bored up there?
Not with this car, since I'm pretty sure I did the opposite of McCoy and burned my first part to run off at the end. And I didn't have much tire at the end of that race.
That was a phenomenal run. At the end of the race, you didn't have so maybe as you had to kind of pull through the lap traffic. Were you burning it up a little more than you should have?
I think I just went too hard at the beginning and got it. So I realized, like after like a couple laps on him, I pulled a second, like okay, I'm going a little too fast for these tires at this part of the run, and then had to back it up. I think I just used them up at that point.
Well, thankfully you used them up to your advantage and got a heck of a lead out there in front and got it all done there. The 05 in victory lane. Congrats to you, sir. Who do you want to thank for making it happen?
Well, everybody that puts on this league and my dog.
There it is. What about the grandma and grandpa, right?
Unfortunately, I don't have any grandpas left.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was it mom and dad you always did then?
Yeah, it's usually a team, but we don't have teams this season.
Well, there it is. I was going to say I knew we were missing somebody. It felt like that was just a little short there. So, what a run there, Scott. Congrats, man.
Thank you.
You got it. That's all we got here today. Thank you guys for tuning in to the ECRS PAC Contractors Next Gen Series. Kyle, you didn't wreck anybody. It's a miracle.
I didn't wreck anybody. I didn't wreck myself all too many times.
Again, congrats on your new royalty status. And until next week, we'll see you guys later. The princess moving up to the queen.